Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, position your body in a way where you feel comfortable, feel that you can relax. And just notice that when you breathe in, you can breathe in for slightly longer. And as you exhale, just allow that outward breath to carry on just a few moments longer. Almost like you're breathing towards a candle that's maybe a meter or two away. Continue to allow that outward breath to allow that candle to flicker. And when your lungs are empty, it becomes so much easier to take an even deeper breath in. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine you 10 years from now. I want you to imagine seeing yourself on a beach in Spain. Observe as that version of you is conversing with locals. You can see that you're in great physical shape. There is a smile on your face as you get a sense that whatever you're doing 10 years from now is giving you satisfaction, joy, pride, and accomplishment. But as you observe that future version of you, you make the evaluation that this isn't work time. This is reflection and introspection time. As you see that version of you finding a secluded part of the beach, see that version of you making themselves comfortable, perhaps on a blanket or a lounger. They've got the time to just relax whenever they choose to. And when you see that version of you relaxing on that Spanish beach, clear waters and blue skies, imagine what it would feel like to step into that future version of you. So now you're on the beach. You're feeling relaxed. And notice that you breathe even deeper, relax even more. There's blue skies, the sound of waves gently breaking on the shore. I want you to get a sense that here in this place, there's nothing for you to do, just to be present with yourself. So imagine positioning your body on the beach so you can feel that relaxation. And very soon, I will count down from 10 to 1. And with each descending number, you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed. So scan your body for any clues of tension. And then 10, just release any tension in your forehead. Just allow it to feel like it's melting away. 9, focus now on your jaw, the tiny muscles around your mouth. breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension, enabling you to drift even deeper. And then 8, as you breathe in through your nose, feel like you're breathing in distilled relaxation. Feel that relaxation going into your lungs and imagine your heart distributing that concentrated relaxation to every cell in your body. As you feel that breathing is becoming more effortless. That's it. And under your eyelids, just focus now on the top of your head, almost like you're looking at the top of your skull from within. Feel the tension in your eyes as you allow your neck and shoulders to relax. That's it. 8 becomes 7 and then 6. As you feel your arms relaxing, allow your eyelids to relax. That's it. Taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. Just imagine your arms feel limp, loose and heavy, like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. You're on that beach, feeling relaxed, feeling in a good place. No frustrations, no tension, just feeling relaxed. And then 5, allow your internal organs to relax too. Imagine your heart, lungs, stomach, all relaxing simultaneously. As you feel like you're drifting off towards a dreamlike sleep. Everyone's fallen asleep once on the beach, and sometimes they have fascinating dreams. And then 4, just focus on your gut, the bank account of anxiety. As you breathe in relaxation, just allow all the muscles in your gut to relax. And then 3, that relaxation spreading down into your legs. 2, down into your calf muscles and your feet. And then 1, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head and then back down to your fingertips. Feel that wave of relaxation. Imagine drifting off into that dreamlike nap. And in that dreamlike nap, find yourself on the same beach, this time at your current age, seeing that older version of you in that dreamlike sleep there on the beach. It's almost like you've gone back in time to where you are now. Walk down the beach and see a doorway that shouldn't be there because it's not connected to a building. Just a doorway on a beach. But this doorway is a portal to your own private cinema. Stand in front of that door and I'll count down from 5 to 1 and you will imagine opening the door and walking through. 5, just imagine putting your hand on the handle. 4, turning the handle. 3, opening the door. 2, walking through the door. And 1, closing the door behind you. And just imagine walking now into your own private cinema, a luxurious cinema. It's completely empty, but I want you to find the most comfortable seat in this cinema. And for some reason, this cinema has 2 screens rather than 1. A screen on the left and a screen on the right. And the screen on the left is about to show you what the next 7 months look like if habits remain the same. So let's play that first film where you see yourself waking up tomorrow. Maybe there is clues to feeling of boredom, frustration. See yourself regularly checking your phone. See that it is calling you in some way. It is predictable. It gives you a sense of guarantees that it can make you feel not amazing, but just distracted. And I want you to see that timeline where for at least 2 hours a day, you're spending time on your phone and doing something that is gratifying but not pleasurable. Perhaps it cures boredom, but not really offers you stimulation or excitement. This is the version of you settling, figuring out a way to just get by. And I want you to see day after day of you spending that 2 or more hours a day doing what you consider to be wasting time. The wasting time has a good intention, but it's taking more than it's giving. I want you to see over the next 7.5 months that this version of you would be using over 460 hours of your time, the equivalent of 2 months of a working day. I want you to get a sense that that version of you doesn't seem happy, excited, or motivated. Just getting through day after day. But I want you to see that there are moments of joy, fulfillment, and accomplishment. It's just not coming from the phone. See those moments when you feel accomplished. It might be doing something you're proud of in your work, achieving a new PB in the gym, being present with your children. The real moments of joy or accomplishment are not spent scrolling on a phone, looking for something to make you feel the illusion of pleasure. So let's follow that timeline all the way. Spring is gone, summer is gone, and autumn is there. And see that version of you in some random day in November, knowing that there is an autumn and a winter of dark nights, grey skies, and lots of rain, and very little to show for it from all of that wasted time. Give yourself permission that this can be your future if you desire it. Some people think it takes a lot to change, but you can inverse that same idea as you come to the conclusion that whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. And if you choose not to change, then you are choosing to keep things the same. Either way, it's a choice. And if you get a sense that knowing what you now know, knowing that that time will pass, knowing that it could close doors rather than open doors, that if you would choose that future, choose to waste all of that time, let me know by nodding your head. Or if there's a feeling that you would prefer a different timeline, let me know. So breathe in and breathe out. Just imagine those cinema curtains that are normally red to close that first screen. You're now seeing the second screen. And I want you to see a version of you that understands that time will pass irrespective of what you do with that time. I want you to see that version of you in the second screen that has a newfound sense of clarity, And you can tell that from your facial expression. There is a resolve. Not the kind of resolve that peters out after a few weeks. That kind of tenacity and resolve that gets stronger over time. I want you to see that version of you that has done certain things to create friction. Maybe that certain sites have been blocked from your phone. Maybe there's certain timers to alert you with certain applications that automatically switch off. Maybe they're set to 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I want you to see that there are other things designed to make you think. I want you to get a sense that this version of you has created small barriers to do less of one thing and more of something else. Maybe see that that version of you has downloaded new applications or reactivated old applications that needed to be updated. The kind of applications where you could learn new things. The kind of applications where you would get dopamine from accomplishment rather than gratification. And I want you to see that this version of you in this new timeline is using those same 2 hours that were wasted to enrich your life. This version of you is learning new things. And each time you learn something new, you are updating how you think your future will be. This version of you seems to have a spring in their step, or enthusiasm for life. That every time they choose something that enriches their life, they feel better. And every time they choose not to do what they were doing before, they feel like they are in control, masters of their own destiny. And in the first few weeks, nothing much changes. But over time, everything changes. See this version of you that there's a newfound level of confidence and self-esteem. That version of you is more present when spending time with their children. That version of you seems to be more focused, more determined whenever they spend time in the gym. I want you to see that this version of you is the same you on a different trajectory. A trajectory that takes your future to a much better place. I want you to imagine two people standing in a field, and imagine one person walking in one direction and the other person walks in a roughly similar direction but just a few degrees to a tangent. After a few hours, they end up in entirely different places, even though they started in exactly the same place. The version of you that continues with habits that steal your time will be in a different place 7 months from now than a version of you that deploys that time well. Clarity on goals, figuring out how you want your future to be. Subtle changes at first, dramatic changes over time. I want you to go back to that first film of that first future. Imagine that random day in November, and then step into that version of you. And maybe there's a feeling of frustration or regret. But I want you to imagine that you are asking your children to have a chat with you. And I want you to tell them what you did with that 2 hours every day. Does it inspire them or make them feel uncomfortable or ashamed? Imagine the words leaving your mouth, what you did in that first future, where all that time went. And the harder you try to justify it, the more hollow it sounds. See their facial expressions making judgments about you, and notice how that makes you feel. And if it feels like this is a future you're choosing now to avoid, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. Anchor and amplify that feeling, and then jump back and see the second film, the second timeline. You doing something where for 2 hours or more a day you were doing something to enrich your life, learning new skills, accumulating more knowledge, doing things that create momentum, intensity, and joy in your life. It's still you just get dopamine linked to actual accomplishment rather than gratification. See that version of you 7 or 8 months from now, with all the things that you're able to do. And then imagine asking your children to have a chat with you. Step into that version of you and notice how your words feel different when you tell them what you've been up to. Things you couldn't do and things you now can. Maybe you can speak to them in a different language. Show them something you've created with an application or software that you've developed. Maybe there's something physical that you can do 7 months from now that you wouldn't if you followed a different trajectory. I want you to notice their facial expressions is now different. Maybe more inspiration, pride. Maybe you are planting seeds in their mind that they too should not settle. They should strive for an incredible life, not afraid to do difficult things, not afraid to stick to things, even when things get difficult. And if this feels like a more desirable future, let me know by nodding your head. Just imagine giving your children a hug. Tell them you're proud of them. But notice you're also proud of yourself. In the past, you've done something that was more like self-sabotage, or something that at least a part of you was maybe ashamed of. Whereas this version of you has given a gift to yourself consistently day after day after day, and that is reflected in all of the wonderful emotions you feel. Some people say that the definition of self-esteem is the contrast between your current self and your ideal self. And notice how easy it is to make the evaluation of which of these two futures is closer to your ideal self. It's time to leave this cinema, but you leave the cinema with a sense of newfound clarity, new connotations, knowing that you can choose whatever you choose to choose, but knowing that whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. So as you leave that cinema, find yourself walking out of a door back onto a beach. And as you walk down the beach, see that there is someone that looks like you 10 years from now, looking healthy and happy in a dreamlike sleep. Step into that version of you, your future version of you, feeling that the choices you make now echo through time all the way into your future. Now is your time. So breathe in and breathe out and feel like it's time to return to the here and now with these shifts ready to take place. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.